Hi, my name is Matthew Belisario. Welcome to another YouTube edition of the Belisario Sonic channel. Today I'm going to be doing my hashtag Vinyl Tag 2021, hashtag Jazz Vinyl Tag 2021 video. And I ran across this on a YouTube channel that I'm subscribed to called Vinyl Rundown. And he came across it on the YouTube channel. And what this is people answering a list of questions on their vinyl record collection. It kind of gives other people an idea of what their favorite records are and what they have in their collection and what they recommend to other people. So I'm going to go through these and answer them, and I'm only going to use the vinyl records that I own. As far as my jazz collection goes, I have a really large CD collection of jazz, probably about 500 or 600 CDs, and I probably have about 200 or so, maybe a little more of jazz on vinyl. So I'm going to be answering the questions using my vinyl collection, and there's some of them that I don't have. I was kind of surprised, for example, that I didn't have a record on Prestige or Riverside. Aside from that, I'm just going to go from top to bottom and answer the questions here for this hashtag Jazz Vinyl Tag 2021. So, first of all, the album that got me into jazz. Well, there's two that come to my mind that I picked up early on, and that was Kind of Blue by Miles Davis, which probably gets a lot of people into jazz music. But I think the one that really stuck out that I remember buying on CD early on, and probably before that, was Louis Armstrong's Plays W.C. Handy. And so that was probably the biggest record that influenced me to get me going on the jazz direction. And I just so happened to have an original copy here on vinyl. And then I went out when this reissue came out. Barnes & Noble had them Analog Spark. I picked up the reissue because the original that I have sounds okay. It plays all right, but it's got a little bit of the crackle surface noise on it. And I wanted a clean copy because I just love this this album so much. And of course it has the great songs on it like St. Louis Blues, Long Gone, Memphis Blues, Beale Street Blues, all the great classics of W.C. Handy done with Louis Armstrong. And so that would probably be the album that really got me into jazz. And it also answers the second question. The first album that I bought, which was on CD, was this probably. All right. Record that I own on Blue Note. Now, regarding vinyl, Blue Note is definitely the largest record label that I have a collection on. I have a ton of Blue Notes. So one of my favorites Blue Note records of all time is Art Blakey, Indestructible. And I had this on CD quite some time ago, and I really liked it a lot. It stayed in my car when I had a CD player in my car, and I listened to it all the time. And so I bought the Blue Note 80. I think this is an 80th anniversary that came out this year, this reprint. But when I was in the record store a couple weeks ago, I ran across this one, which was an 80s reissue, 1985 reissue. And I saw it, and it was a good price, like 15 bucks, almost brand new looking in the bin. And so I grabbed it just because I love the album so much. And I wanted to see what this 80s reissue sounded like compared to this one. And they both sound really good. A little bit of difference I found in the kind of the mid-range on this, seeing more mid-rangey on this 80s versus this one. But anyways, I don't want to get too far off on a tangent because this is quite a few questions here, and I don't want the video to be an hour long or anything. So this is my recommendation for my record I own on Blue Note. Now, as I said, when I went through my collection, I was surprised I didn't have any Prestige on my vinyl collection. I have a ton of them on my CD collection. I didn't have any Riverside as well or Contemporary. But what I do have on Impulse Records is one of my favorites, and its original pressing of Coltrane Live at the Village Vanguard. Again, great live album. So that's what I've got for that one. I don't have one on the Contemporary record label, but I want to talk about a contemporary jazz record instead, okay? So that is, I would recommend this Branford Marsalis record, 4MFs Playing Tunes. This is a great modern jazz record. So I would sneak that one in there. I saw them live in concert right before COVID hit at a small little auditorium, and these guys were just on fire. Great album there. All right, record I own on a subsidiary or small jazz label, probably Art Pepper, Omnivore jazz record, and it might be the only thing that might be on the record label for the most part is probably his stuff. But if you're not into, if you don't know who Art Pepper is, you're missing out. If you're in collecting jazz, this guy was a monster on the saxophone, and this is one of my favorite albums of his. So called Quartet, and this was the first one that I bought on CD. And when I got this, I saw it was used in a record store, and I'd heard a little bit about him. I bought the CD of this record, and after that, I was an Art Pepper fan, and I've got tons of his stuff on vinyl and CD now. So there you go, record that I own on a small jazz record label. A record that I own that not many know about, they probably should, is this record by a guy named Anthony Wilson called Frogtown. And I really dig this record. This guy plays jazz primarily on like a Telecaster in these really ambient, thick, clean sounds. And Jim Keltner plays on this with him on some of the songs. Special guest Charles Lloyd. Keltner again playing drums. There you can see some of the songs on there, and here you can see the people that are playing on there with him. And if you don't have this record, I highly recommend it. Anthony Wilson, Frogtown. Check it out. You're gonna like it. If you like good guitar, clean guitar sounds, and all original music, I think he wrote everything on here. So there it is. All right, favorite jazz record bought in 2020. So many of them. I bought too many, spent too much money. But I would say right now I'm digging this Miles Davis Freedom Dance. I'm digging this that I bought in 2020. There's so many of them, it's kind of hard, so I just kind of picked one. But I'm digging this record here. And I think they did a really nice job on the pressing here. And it's a trifold. So anyway, that would probably be my pick for one of my favorites that I bought in 2020. And again, I bought quite a few, but all right. Favorite record in an artist discography. Tough one, but I'm just going to go with Art Pepper again and say Art Pepper meets the rhythm section. So if you're going to get one Art Pepper record to start off with and you don't know who he is, great one to start off with. Great album. So many good ones. I just kind of picked one out. This one stood out to me. So that would be my favorite record in an artist discography, or one of them anyway. Favorite record I bought in a brick and mortar shop. I bought a ton of those in a brick and mortar shop, but I would say one of the ones that I bought a few years ago when I was back visiting in Charlotte, North Carolina, was this hard to find Grant Green, From Paris to Antibes, I guess that's how you pronounce it. And this is one of those rare numbered ones off Resonance Records that are really hard to find. And so this is a really cool trifold. And one of my favorite jazz players here, Grant Green. He's just probably one of my favorite jazz guitar players. And so this is one of the albums that I was glad to have found, because I looked around for quite some time online and they were always so expensive. And I happened to go to a record store and walk in, and it was at a pretty reasonable price, so I grabbed it. So that one sticks out to me as being a favorite one that I bought in a brick and mortar shop. Favorite one that I bought online, I would say, is probably Go, Dexter Gordon, a Blue Note release, but one of those ones that was done on the Music Matters, remastered from the original analog tapes. So I bought this one online, and these didn't last long. These are one of those ones that sold for like $40 a record, and they were around for maybe 3 months, 4 months, and then they were gone. And so they're really hard to find now, but this is one of the ones my favorite ones that I bought online that was a good find. Great record, great Blue Note record there. Record a friend found or gifted me. Unfortunately, I don't have any friends that buy me vinyl records. That's kind of sad, huh? Jazz box set. Now, I have a few of them, but one of the ones I go back to and listen over and over again, it's one of my favorite live records. It's this box set of Bill Evans, the complete Village Vanguard recordings. And I just love this record. I play it for people when they come over and they love it. It sounds like you're sitting in the middle of the jazz club of the Vanguard, and the sound is just amazing. It sounds like you're sitting right there in front of the stage with the band. You hear the glasses clinking and the band playing and just smoking jazz. That just, it's, to me, this is one of my favorite jazz records of all time, and have it on this box set, all the better. I have it on CD set as well, but and that's actually what I bought it on first, was the CD, and I listened to it and I loved it so much I went online and I snatched up the box set. So this is my jazz box set that I recommend, Bill Evans. Okay, most recent jazz score. I found a couple actually yesterday when I was at the local record shop, and that's Al Di Meola. All right, Al Di Meola, Electric Rendezvous, good shape. I paid $5 for this one. And then Al Di Meola, Tour de Force Live, $5. Both in almost brand new shape. The covers are a little worn, but the vinyl was in perfect shape, and they were in the bin, $5.95. So I grabbed those, and that's my latest vinyl jazz score. Okay. Jazz 10-inch or 7-inch, I don't have any of those. Jazz record that I hope I will find in 2021. I really was still looking for the Bill Evans Live in England Resonance record vinyl set, which is expensive. But maybe I'll find that this year somewhere that I can afford it. Jazz record that I own that I'd like to upgrade. I looked and I really don't have any that I really want to upgrade. Most of the vinyl that I have is in really good shape. I don't buy beat up vinyl. So if I have a copy that I like, if I own a copy, it's a copy usually that it's in really good shape and I like it, and I really don't need to upgrade it. So I didn't see any that came across that I would want to upgrade. Free jazz record. I haven't got any really a free jazz record that I would say. Desert Island Jazz album. That's always a tough one, right? Like, what's going to be the one album that you're going to play over and over for the rest of your life and never grow tired of it? Well, I thought about it, and I would say if I was going to listen to any, I'm going to cheat on this one. If there's a desert jazz album that I was going to get, it would be this box set. That's cheating, I know, isn't it? Because it's not just one album. But I would smuggle this box set onto the desert island, and this is the one I would listen to because I just wouldn't grow tired of it. And if it was another one that I could just do one record, okay, that I can't cheat on, it's probably gonna be, you know, I'd probably go back to that W.C. Handy album and take that with me just because I just love the record. And that Louis Armstrong, it's a record that I can put on all the time, and it just makes me happy to listen to it. So if I could smuggle onto the desert island this box set, I would do it. And if they caught me at customs, I guess I would go with this one on the desert island. So there you go. All right, that's my jazz hashtag jazz vinyl tag 2021. And thanks for the vinyl rundown there, for turning me onto it. And we'll see you on the next video.